Hi, I've been asked a few times recently if I could produce a short walkthrough guide of using picWorkflow to manage your stock photos, stock illustrations, and how to purchase or arrange keywording, captioning, and distribution. So I'm going to provide you now with a quick walkthrough. This is picWorkflow. I make the assumption at this point that you've registered. If not, just go to the site and fill in the registration. It only takes a second. You see these three basic options. You can upload and import your images, then either edit your own metadata, or you can purchase captioning and keywording and retouching for your images. Then you distribute your images to your various microstock and traditional stock agencies. We'll start on the import page. I've already uploaded a range of files from various images in my portfolio. I'll give you a quick rundown of what's on this page. To upload your images, either use the Flash Uploader or use FTP. FTP gives you the most control, but the Flash Uploader is quick and easy to use. We also have a Lightroom plugin. It's a bit out of date at the moment, but it uploads and works fairly well. And it makes it possible to upload directly to picWorkflow without exporting to another folder on your hard drive and then uploading through FTP. So I've already uploaded some files to save some time. You can see various file types. It flags up when you've uploaded what's called a paired file. This EPS is a pair to this primary JPEG file. There's some additional information down here you may want to read, particularly if you're uploading movie files. The basic idea is that you can import your images, manage your metadata, and then export them to your microstock agencies, or back to your own FTP, or download them again through the picWorkflow FTP. So we've got the list of images that you've already uploaded. You can choose which agencies you'd like to upload to. This, for example, Deposit Photos, because they're one of our sponsors, you can upload to them for free. This is the picWorkflow Loopback destination. It allows you to copy images or export the keyworded, finished, retouched images back so you can download them with your FTP client. And these are various agencies I've got configured. And there's about 30 here. The site supports currently, I think it's 56 agencies or particular destinations. In this particular import, you can also choose your keywording. You can choose how many keywords you want total per image. So if you want your keywords to have 50, if you want your images to have 50 keywords, choose 50. If you want your images to have 25 keywords, choose 25. You can also choose the price you wish to pay. And this is anywhere from ½ cent per keyword up to 2 cents per keyword. And the total keywording cost is shown for the images it expects to import. This will be debited from your balance, which is shown at the top of the page. For now, I'm going to set 25 to 1.5. Let's see, 1.5. I don't have that much in my account yet. I can also purchase captioning, and this is your title and description field, and this is validated for each agency that we know have like length and word count requirements for the titles and descriptions. There's a little extra information you can read there. And about keyword in there as well. Then I suggest importing your batch. We generate some default names, but I'll call this one importing for You don't have to upload JPEG files for every single file. If you want to upload raw files, you can do that, and we'll try and generate JPEG files from raw and EPS files. But for the best result, you probably want to produce your own. If you're planning on purchasing Retouching, then upload your raw files and our retouchers will generate the final JPEGs. It's not simple, it's not a trivial process to generate JPEGs from RAWs, so the automated versions aren't great. But if it's going through a retoucher, it's not a problem. Okay, so the import's run. We've imported all these files. We can see they've all come through as okay. If anything can't be imported, you'll get a little red cross and a red error message telling you why it's not imported. The two most common reasons are the image is too small. Our minimum is 640 by 480, I think. Any smaller than that, picWorkflow will reject it. And the other failure is missing the primary file for a format that we couldn't generate a thumbnail primary format for. So if you upload a raw that we couldn't read, or if you upload a corrupted file and we couldn't generate a JPEG, you may get an error for that as well. It shows the balance adjustments for each of the purchases for the keywording and the captioning, and it's created some distribution tasks. This is the quickest way to use picWorkflow, and Retouching will be on this particular import soon too. But right now, we follow that through. We want to process our images. You can see we've got the current status is set as operator captioning, keywording, both purchased, both waiting for an operator to get to those images. You can see while they're in purchase status, you can't actually edit the metadata. But if you're here and say this image was shot somewhere particular, like here, this was shot in Malacca, it's not hugely relevant to this particular image, but in some images it may be. You may want to go and add that as a keyword. So you can select it on one page, move to the keywording page, and then we'll add Malacca. I spelled that right. Malacca. It's already here, okay. Let's just typo version. You can see I've added Malacca. As that's not spelled right, I can remove it. I can then go through, even with keywording purchased, because you'll be refunded, you're only charged for the changes that the keyworders make. So if you want to pre-keyword some of your images, let's pre-keyword this one a little bit. So we'll say vector collection squiggles. Even when that reaches the 25 keywords, I won't be charged for those 3 keywords that I've already added. Those will be refunded. And likewise for this one, every change, so we've ordered 25 for this particular image, they will remove 25 keywords, but the 25 that they leave in place will be refunded to you. So we chose 1.5 cents, so you get 75 cents back for this image when it's closed. Unless, of course, all of these keywords were invalid, then you'd only get some of it back. So we've got them. They're in for captioning and keywording. We may want to arrange for retouching on these images. So we'll pull up the retouching view. In this view, there's a couple of presets. We have currently a basic preset, which adds raw processing and the assess quality of stocks task. So both of these together is 96 cents currently. This images I've actually already processed, so I'm not going to purchase now, but you can see various other task types are available, and if you mouse over you can see the cost, you can see the details, you can see a description here of each particular task. If you want custom tasks, you can contact me and we can add them to the system. But here we cover pretty much all the common tasks you would want. You can also say you want to make a specific change. Let's go. Say you want to remove a person. If I open Sketch, you see we have a dedicated colour for removing a person. So you flag out with that colour what you want. You've got two other basic ones, and here you can control click to erase. It also works with right click as well, it's a little different. And you can save that. That sketch will be reviewed by retouchers. You can also say remove the person. In this particular image it's not that relevant, but you see what I mean. That'll save just when you leave that box. Then you hit purchase. If you have the credits available in your account, that will then go to the retouchers, and if you've purchased an assessment, quality assessment, it will be checked first to make sure that the image is suitable for stock, so that it's not too noisy, it's not doesn't have a heavy chromatic aberration, or doesn't have other reasons why it could never be on stock. They may say you've got logos in the image, they may suggest a logo removal of a certain level, or various other tasks that you will then have the option of purchasing later. Same you can apply to multiple images by selecting all the images you want, adding the tasks, and you can see they all come up, your total view, your total cost. Is displayed for each one, and just tap this button, it'll purchase it. I'm not going to do it now because it'll go off to the retouchers, and they do it generally very quickly. So what you can also do is, I'll show you this in the keywording view. You can also use shift click selection. So not only can you select the individual files you want to add a keyword to, you can also select various files all at once using shift click selection. So hold down shift just like you would in Windows File Explorer, and that will, it's a quick way to select and manipulate your files. Go back to the metadata page. Here you've also got a couple of other options I get asked about regularly. If you haven't already purchased keywording or captioning, you can buy keywords, you can buy captions, just select the files you want. You can either do it with multiple files, or, we can't do it here because they're purchased. You can do it with individual files. If you've purchased captioning and keywording, you can cancel captioning, okay, keywording, check your keywords. If you're happy with the keywords it has and it's been waiting a while, you can close keywording early as well. You'll only be charged for the changes which have been made. You won't be charged for any keywords that you applied, or any keywords before the target number that you wanted. The nice little tip, you can sort your portfolio, you can search your portfolio. So if I want images of a hand, this will filter images in the currently viewed group of various filters and groups you can apply. And one thing hardly anybody knows about is this little maximize, minimize button. And all this will do is take the full view of your browser, so you can work on all your images without all the extra stuff around the side. Once all that's done, you've got all your metadata right and you're happy with the quality of your images, head over to the distribute page. You can see here these images, because they're in for captioning or keywording, they're locked, so they won't be distributed until that lock is removed, so until captioning and keywording is complete. You can also see we've got the file type recognized, so it knows this is a vector, this is a photo. It shows the number of keywords on each image. If there's any problems, like it doesn't have a title or description, you'll get a little flag here. You can also do quick assignment, so do your shift click to select images and then hit this little icon at the top. It'll assign that image to everything that is, to every agency that is at least partially supported. So here VIA supports the JPEG and the EPS. This one, this has 3 files. This is a JPEG, an Adobe Illustrator file, and an EPS file. What you can also do is if you click this, it'll allocate the file to every agency that supports that file type that you have configured. Once you've set which agencies you want the images to, you need to enter your master password here. I'll talk about this in just a second, but essentially enter your master password, hit authorize, and all of these images will be queued for upload to all the agencies you're flagging for. In case you don't have any credentials set up yet, I'll show you how to do that. There are various ways to get to the credentials page or the logins page. It's either to go distribute credentials, you can reach it from the home page, or you click this add new login credentials. You see here I have a list of the various agencies that I have configured and various other agencies that I don't have configured. And many of these were user contributed, so I test them, make sure that the user who contributed them has successfully uploaded images to that destination. Then I share them for other people to use. This master password, this is very important. Every time you save any agency login, you provide, it's a good example, you provide these few pieces of information. So you read the description of what you need to input just below each field and then enter it to that field. You can also set whether we export files with our own unique picWorkflow file name or with the file name you uploaded it with. For various sites, some people like to upload with the original file names. Other people like to use the unique file names allocated by picWorkflow. And this hide this destination is just a handy thing for if you want to configure agencies but don't actively use one, you can hide it from your screen. You can also downsize images to various megapixel sizes. The lowest size is the lowest size we know is supported at each agency. Where we've got a good example here. Yeah, Dreamstime has a different minimum size requirement than Shutterstock. So you can upload the smallest size supported by each agency to that agency, and that will be handled automatically. When you save a credential, you must enter a master password. What this does, it's like an encryption key, or part of an encryption key, that's used to make sure that nobody else can get your password. This is part of how we securely store your logins, so that even if our server was compromised in some way, we're fully secure, so it should never be, but just in case, even if anybody got hold of the raw data, they wouldn't be able to extract your passwords. So to save one, actually I'll enter it in incorrectly first. See, master password is incorrect. Provide the correct master password. It's saved, it's encrypted. And because of our encryption, it disappears from the page. You need to refresh the page to see the updated information. We go back to distribute. These will be distributed. You can see the current progress of this by visiting the queue. On the queue we show the last 48 hours of success rate for each agency. You can also see how many keywording and captioning tasks are in the queues and how many retouching tasks, and when the retouches work. That's about it really. Once you've hit the authorize button and authorize these uploads, they'll be sent. You'll receive an email, and on the home page in this continue submission for your recent uploads block, you'll have a link for every single agency that you've uploaded to recently, and that link will go directly to their submission page. I think that's it. We've covered uploading and importing, either editing your own metadata or purchasing it so it will be fulfilled by picWorkflow keyworders and captioners or retouchers, and how to distribute images to your agencies. If you have any questions or issues, problems, bugs, if you just want to say hey Bob, drop me a message at bob@picworkflow.com. I'm pretty much always available, and I'll try and get back to you straight away. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy using picWorkflow, and best of luck with all your micro stock and stock sales. Thank you.